Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh review. Tonight, I'm taking a look at Hasbro's Transformers Generations Titans Return Kickback. Now, I know I don't do a lot of Transformers on the channel. It's because I haven't been buying a lot. In fact, I had to go back and look at my last Transformer bought, and that was Leader Class Megatron back in March of 2015. So it's been a couple of years. Even though my Transformers love runs deep, way back to Generation 1, watching the cartoons in the morning and after school and on Saturdays and all the time. My parents buying me all kinds of the toys. As an adult, I can't afford to do it. There's just way too much stuff. But in January of 2015, I had gotten Bombshell. Now, I can't remember if Shrapnel or Scrapnel or whatever Hasbro wants to call him, I can't remember if he came later or before, but I wanted a good set of Insecticons. Here we are 2 years later, and they're finally finishing the trio. So I just had to pick it up. I mean, that's all it was. And I didn't even know it was coming. I don't follow Transformers news. It's just pretty much go to the store, and if I see it, it's like, oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. Kickback here looks pretty good in the package. But even looking at them in the package here, I can see that there's going to be a problem, and we'll get to that when the comparison comes around. But you can see the full figure on the card. It's a nice little compact design. I do like this hanging on the peg. It sticks out at you. It's definitely Transformers. I like this picture of Kickback up here. On the back, picture of Kickback in both forms. I like the clean design back here. It's just white, has the grid under it. Reminds me of those old file cards on the original figures. Those were pretty cool. Down here are the warnings, the choking hazard. It probably says something like, don't stick in any orifice of your body. But I'm going to get this open, see what's going on here, and see if they fit as a group. And there we go, all out of the package. And you know what? As much as I skip on Transformers, I am happy that I picked this up. Not only to complete the trio, to complete the group of Insecticons that I started many years ago apparently, but it's also a cool little toy. Now, I don't like the insect legs that stick up and out in several places, but that's also a problem with the other two Insecticons, so not a big deal. They all match aesthetically, at least, you know? It may bug me, but since they all bug me, you get it? Yeah, bug. But not so much because they all three look like that. Also, as a kid, I never got the Insecticons that I can remember. I think maybe, I don't know, that was such a long time ago. But completing the team, getting all of them together, it's 30 some odd years in the making. And this figure, as Kickback, works really, really well. All the major points are there. Yeah, it's small. Yeah, it's a little bit blocky, but he has the wings sticking up. He has the head. He has the clear chest piece. I can't believe how much I like this figure for being a $10 figure off the peg at Walmart. Maybe it's finishing the group, or maybe it's just a lot of nostalgia talking. But yeah, I really dig it. Now, paint apps, there's not a lot there. Some yellow here and there, but for what there is, it's nice and clean. Silver on the feet. It all works. And like I said, it's these feet right here that bug me the most. If it wasn't for those, if they were like detachable or something, it wouldn't bug me as much. But really, when it comes down to it, it's not a deal breaker. That it just looks odd to me. Perfect world, it would like shunt into some other kind of universe until I needed it. That has to be the next technological leap for action figures, right? And he is a little bit back heavy because everything rotating to the back like this. But when I think Kickback, I think antenna, I think wings, I think yellow, black, and purple. So it's all there. This is a little bitty Kickback, and it tickles me to death to finally have him. Now, treating this like a standard action figure, I'm going to go over the articulation here. You have a rotation in the head, side to side. It's a swivel. And you also have a hinge that he can look up, not so much down, but yeah, really good up. It's part of the transformation. It's supposed to be there, but it works in this capacity too. Ball at the shoulder, you can get all the way out. You can rotate all the way around if it wasn't for the backpack stuff. Ball at the elbow acts kind of like a swivel. You can swivel the forearm, get up to there. Hell, that's better than some action figures that I have. Nothing until you get down to the hips. A ball there, you can get out, you can get forward, all the way up, all the way back. The knee locks into position. There's a snap, but once you unlock it, you can get back to there. And that's about it. You could probably fake it and say there's a toe joint since this shifts forward for the transformation if you wanted to have that back. But when you do that, the back comes out right here. So it all works together. Now for transformation, as a kid, I used to be able to do this without instructions. I'd open the box, start messing and get it and turning and twisting and end up with the car or the plane or the gun or whatever it needed to be. As an adult, I don't know what's happened to my brain, but I need the instructions, especially the first time. The biggest trouble I've had is the arms, and we'll get to that here in a second. First you rotate the head around to where the antenna is facing forward, then you flip the bug head back, and it kind of puts the antenna into position right there. Now there's a shift down to the arm. You want to kick it all the way down, all the way down. Then you turn it around and you push those to the back. And it feels weird. It doesn't seem very intuitive to do it like this. But you're trying to keep the shoulders facing out, but you're rotating the forearms in to where the shiny black part is going to be up in bug mode. And then those two halves peg together. And that essentially forms the back end. I don't know insect parts, thorax, other than that, I don't know. So I'm not a bugtician, or whatever those guys are called. You take these, rotate these up. The backpack essentially comes up, forms the grasshopper legs. You rotate the wings up. Now I like to keep them here until I get the legs taken care of, which is essentially really just popping this out and then rotating these down to form the back legs. It's kind of odd for the legs to stay the legs. Then you take the wings, twist them around, and they come up to here. Fiddle around, get it all together, and it ends up looking like a grasshopper, which really cool. I mean, this just screams Kickback from the cartoon. Munching on some Energon, eating through some metal, whatever it needs to do. For comparison, here he is with Shrapnel and Bombshell. All three of them together in robot mode, they go together great. My biggest problem here is that Bombshell is kind of a metallic gold on his yellow parts. Shrapnel is a flat gold, and then Kickback is the clear. It's the clear piece that reminds me of the original toys. The yellow color they didn't make uniform across all three characters. Kind of weird, but not enough for me to just toss them away. No, I don't want these as a group. They still work together. And speaking of that clear yellow part, it opens up just like the G1 toys, if I remember right. Maybe I did have the G1 toys. I can't remember. But back to comparing, Bombshell's the biggest, bulkiest, tallest, Shrapnel's the smallest, and then Kickback's kind of in between. So yeah, the whole group works out great. But transform them into their alt modes, and Bombshell ends up being the smallest. It's more compact, so it's kind of that weird Transformers thing where, how did Megatron transform into a gun that other Transformers can hold? Where did all that mass go? All three look great together. They're big-ass bugs that just want to eat everything. So yeah, this works. So at the end of the day, I am very happy with this purchase. Would I rather have like the third-party Insecticons that have come out? I believe there's 2 or 3 sets of those. Yes, but I don't want to spend that kind of money. I'm happy with these being $10 toys. Especially as easy as all three of them were to find. I just walked into Walmart, found them 2 years apart, 3 years apart, wherever it was, and picked them up, and now I have Insecticons in my collection. I'm happy with these. And that's what it comes down to with toys. If you're happy with your toys, that's it. I mean, nobody can take that away from you. I've seen better looking options out there, but you're not going to find a better deal than these. Now, I did do a review of Scrapnel, with that guy with the big ass horns on the side of his head. I did do a review of him 2 years ago. You can check that out at your own risk. That was a long time ago. I was still getting the hang of this whole recording myself thing. It's pretty terrible. That's all I can say. Yeah, turn the sound off, or if you're just a glutton for punishment, go back and check that out. But yeah, happy to have all three. Finally, I'm good with the Insecticons, and I guess I'm waiting for a good Megatron now. The Masterpiece line is coming out with one of those, and that may just be my last Transformers purchase ever. But if you like the review, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the Fwoosh.